Hello and welcome to this space. My name is Beatrice Opoku-Asare and I share life and self-development hacks on this channel. Um, so today I wanted to share my 2021 find that I absolutely love. Since I started using this find, I haven't stopped using it. My entire um, process has changed. And so I thought, I would do a review of the reMarkable Paper Tablet 2. Um, this is how it kind of looks like. I do have the leather case for it. And so once it's out of the leather case, this is how it looks like. So this is the reMarkable 2. Um, this is how it looks like. This is how thin it is. Um, yes. And I also did get the pen that goes with it. This one is the one that erases as well. I love this. I take so many notes in a year. I use a lot of books and journals, and I just take a lot of notes in a year. I've used the reMarkable for 4 months. For 4 months now. I decided to get it for myself. I had been looking for something that I could take notes with that was digital, that I didn't have to store so many books. Like, I have written in so many books. I wish that I had brought my book stash into the video so that you would see how many books that I use in a given year. But I was looking for something that was sustainable. I didn't have to, it's so difficult for me to let go of the books even when I've finished using it. In my mind, I'm like, I may go back to the notes that I took. And of course, I've never gone back to notes that I took 3 years ago, but I still have notebooks from 3 years ago. So I absolutely love the reMarkable. So this is how it is. What I have done is to arrange everything that I'm doing by folders. So I have like my work folder, which I'm calling the 9 to 5. I have my external folder, and then I have my personal folder for simplicity. And then when I go into my work folder, you can have different folders in there, or you can have different notebooks in there. So this is almost like an endless supply of notebooks, finite supply of notebooks. Um, you can change, how you write. Whether you want it to feel like a pencil or a pen, the different ways that you're writing, you can change that. Like I said, you can organize in different ways as well. You can erase if you have the erasable writing pen, then it's easy. You can just erase it using this. If you don't, then there's an eraser in there that you can use. When I charge it, it takes a while, and I take notes all the time. It takes at least 4 to 5 days before I'm out of power. Um, you can use this for ebooks, as you can see here. You can use this for ebooks. You can use it to read PDFs and make notes in there as well. One thing that I like, which I will show you, is that it you can have it ruled like this, or you can change that into other ways. So you can either make it into you can have it ruled like this, you can have a grid, or you can have no lines at all. As well, I usually use the ruled. So, and you can also do bullet points as well, or a checklist if that is what you want to do. I think the other cool thing is that you can um, email your notes to yourself if you're connected to the internet, which is amazing. So it would convert your writing into text, and then you can email it to you can email it to yourself as the converted text, or you can email it to yourself just as the notes that you have taken. You can also present with screen share. So let's say I'm taking notes here, I can present it onto my computer or whatever it is. I can share what I'm doing on my reMarkable. You have access to everything on your reMarkable in online as well on your account. So you can use it on your computer, or you can decide to use it um, in the app. Of course, it has a redo button, which I personally love. You can redo, you can screenshot. I don't know if that is what it's called, but you can crop a portion of something that you've done and copy and paste it, or create a different version of it. Um, to be honest with you, I'm just glad that I'm not writing in a normal book and that, I'm not having to go back to refer to different notes. So that is what I love. The other thing that I love is the continuity. So, if you're using a book and you have a meeting with Lily today, by the time you have another meeting with Lily, it's been a week. And so you probably may have used like 20 more pages after you met with Lily and took your notes. So you would have to go look for those notes. In using the reMarkable, that doesn't happen. I can create a folder, or I can create a notebook just for Lily. And so when I have another meeting with Lily, or if I want to go back to the notes that I took in my meeting with Lily, I just go into my Lily notebook or into my Lily folder, and I pick it up from there. Right? So, for this review, I could talk about the technology behind it, but I'm talking about the practicality in using the reMarkable tool, and like how it makes my life easy is that even for my team, each of my team members, I can have a separate notebook for them without carrying 15 notebooks, right? So, and the continuity of just going back to where we ended off and pick it up and check in. Hey, how is this specific thing that we talked about? That really, I really love that. I can create a notebook for, a category of stakeholders. And so every time I'm meeting with those stakeholders, I can take my notes there. Or even when I finish meeting with them, I can go back and look at the 3Ws or action items that I'm supposed to be working on there as well. So, the categorization is one of the things that I love. I can have as many categories as I want. I can have as many folders as I want. I can have as many notebooks as I want to get that, continuity without feeling like I need to like look for the page where I left off my last meeting. So I really enjoyed that. I don't use a lot of the fancy stuff. The things I've talked about are the things that I use. The practicality of it, I love it. I don't read on it. So I don't have my ebooks on it. Maybe I may have like a PDF document that I'm referring to do something, but I don't read any books on it. That's not why I purchased this. I purchased this so I can transition from paper to digital. And so you may ask, well, Beatrice, then what is the difference between this and, using an iPad or, a Kindle or any of those? For me personally, the reMarkable writes as if I'm writing in a book. It's not as glossy. The screen is not as glossy as you may see on other products like an iPad. It feels, if I'm writing, it feels really, you know, easy to use. Um, I usually just use ballpoint pen, um, and it feels just like I'm writing on on a paper. I don't know how they did it, but I love that. So that's number one. Number two is that there are no distractions. So I'm not taking notes and then a pop up window notification comes up, or I'm taking notes and I'm like, oh, I have to check my email, or I'm taking notes and like I have to the I can really focus on what I'm doing instead of all the other things that may be running in the background. Nothing is running in the background. I wanted the feeling of using a book, because using a book, I don't have the luxury of going to do something else. I can, not try to remember everything and just write it down. And so there are no distractions. I don't have those distractions, which I really, really appreciate that in here. Um, what else is the difference? Um, yeah, I think for me, it solves a very basic need to move from um, paper to digital without the challenges of digital. Right. So, oh, I forgot the other difference is that it doesn't have the blue light, feel. It doesn't have a light behind on the screen. So I can only use it in the daytime. I do not intend to be working at night and taking notes unless, it's once in a while, but I don't have that glare on my eye that you may get from um, other products. A few of my friends and colleagues um, have purchased it too and have gotten. I'll say, the price point is expensive, but this is a book for life. So I know that they've changed some of the reMarkables um, not resources, but like the cloud access. I got it before they did their official launch, and so I don't have a challenge with that. That comes with my purchase, but it really works if you're more like me. You take a lot of notes, and you want the focus, and you don't want the distractions and the other challenges in using something like an iPad or something like that. I would say this is awesome. Since I got the reMarkable, it's really difficult for me to find a pen or a pencil to write something on, like a sticky note or anything with. I haven't, since I got the reMarkable, I do not write in actual books anymore. So for the past few months, I have not written in a book. I might use a sticky note um, I might use a sticky note now and then, but I've decided to create a folder in there called sticky notes. So I just write in there. If there's something that I want to put there quickly, I would just use that. I just at my desk, I don't have a book anymore, and I don't have a pen anymore because I've really enjoyed using the reMarkable too. So if you already have the reMarkable too, or a different version, please comment and let me know what you like most about it. And if you don't have it and you're considering getting it and you have questions, absolutely put them in the comments. Thank you so much for joining this space.